female doesn't like it, so it's like an underlip.
Wait, we just kissed each other. Tea, my warm friend. Hello, it is day 25 of NaNoWriMo. I am dying. I think I've gone through every single symptom of illness over the past 24 hours. It's absolutely ridiculous. An unwillingness to write, but I can't not write. I need to do at least some writing today. I'm ahead by 3 days at the moment, so missing a few days of not writing lots isn't really going to affect me too badly. But I need to pull it back together by at least Wednesday, hopefully. But I'll see how much I'm bothered to write today at least. But that is not the focus of today's video. Today's video, I am going to take some time and I am going to attempt to re-outline and replot my novel using JK Rowling's plot, scene, graph, thing, whatever it's called. Does it have a proper name? Her series outline thing. I'm not a massive outliner, as is proven by the fact that I very suckily outlined the current novel that I'm writing, even though I really needed to outline it really well. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to need to rewrite the beginning anyway, so I might as well replot it now while I'm feeling crappy. It's not going to take me long to do it whatsoever. So while I'm feeling crappy, I'm going to do that for a little bit and see how it works and what I'm going to do and stuff. Yeah. Do I know 100% how it actually works? I don't. I've got a reference picture, which I'm going to put up on the screen now, and we're going to talk about it and see, and we're going to see. I mean, at first glance, it looks really simple, but it's me, so it's probably not going to be as simple as I think it's going to be. Her series grid. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. So, I'm assuming she treats every plot and subplot within her story as its own series, as its own plot, and obviously they will all connect, etc. So if you start from the left, she's got numbers, which I'm assuming are scenes, the time in which those scenes take place, so she has sort of a timeline she can follow, the title of the chapters, perhaps. I can't remember book 5 to save my life. I'm not a massive fan of Harry Potter anymore. Then she has broken down the elements of those chapters into different plots and subplots. So she's got her main plot, anything dealing with the prophecy, anything dealing with Cho and Ginny, Harry's two worst mistakes in the entire world, anything dealing with the Order of Phoenix, Dumbledore's army, Snape, Harry and James Potter, and then Hagrid and Grawp. And you can see that some things in every single scene, they're at least mentioned or talked about, or they progress, and some things are not mentioned or progress in other scenes. So I think that's what she's going for, so she can keep track of whereabouts in each different plot she is, so there's no timeline issues, and so there's no plot holes, which, to be fair, it's a really good way of doing it, so you can keep track of everything. So we're gonna hop onto the iPad and we're gonna attempt to do this. One of the issues I'm going to have is the fact that my novel is multi-POV. There are 5 different POVs within the novel. So there's the 3 main characters who travel together, Lyralia, Callan and Marlia, who I'm going to cover in plot. Then we have Emily and Carrigan. Carrigan does not have a POV, if you remember, it's just Emily, but they are together and they are figuring stuff out together, so that's a second. Fove is my 5th POV, so she's going to have her own storyline. And then we've got the Throne King, who is a subplot, and then we've got the Light. So the Light focuses heavily on with Lyralia. They're very closely linked, I suppose, the Light and the actual plot, but the plot is going to focus more on Lyralia's journey, and then everything that she learns, I will stick in everything else. It is going to be difficult because things that happen in every single scene are not going to include everybody, so I'm going to sort of put what the other characters are going to be doing during scenes that they're not in, during POVs they're not in, just so I can sort of get a proper timeline going and make sure that their timelines make sense. So this is a map of Isidona, and if we follow the orange, this is the path I'm drawing now of Lavalia Calamalia, the main tree. So we start in the royal city with Lavalia. We go to this little bridge thing here for scene 2. Lavalia then travels here to the royal gardens where she meets Calamalia, and then they do the travelling following, the lovely little orange line down through the woods into the spiral, which is a town. Don't worry, it's not just a spiral. They take the train down through and get caught. They don't get caught, they get attacked. Go into the river, and then they're taken by boat down to Justice, where's that like? Take a boat down through the Kingdom of Foul Dome, go back up and out, and they get taken to Meerden. And then they'll travel from there to the royal city of Meerden, through the forest, and up through the mountains to the Queendom of Kirdash, and then their story, their journey ends there in the royal city. And then Fove and her companion Harrison, who is going to be followed by the Green Lines, start somewhere in number 4, the garden number 4, where they get informed of Lavalia and their journey and their task to capture her. They sort of meet her roughly around there. They don't bother following them to the town, they go straight down to the train tracks where they're the ones that help derail the train. Then they can't track them through Foul Dome, so they take a long journey through the rest of Cophelia, through to garden number 6 where they do something or other. From there they travel through to Meerden, through to the royal city where they have another altercation there, follow them up to the mountains where the last altercation takes place, and that's where their journey ends. So my issue is, and it's a big issue, is how long does it take to get here, to this place here, and then they don't meet at the spiral city. How do they know that they're going to the spiral city all the way down here? How do they get over here to the train tracks so quickly? Because that's not going to take a very long time, which doesn't quite make sense. And the timing of everything and the distance I don't know about. So I've guessed 350 miles wide for Calfair, but I don't know how long it is. So, time-wise, can they walk the distances right? How far is this distance going to be for Lavalia to get from the bridge to the Royal Gardens without being found out? I don't know. Can you be too hot and too cold at the same time? Is that possible? I feel like it's possible because I feel that's what I am right now. Okay, so JK Rowling's way of plotting isn't terrible. I wasn't really doing like a massively detailed job. I was literally just going through the sort of outline I've got on Scrivener and putting down all of the scenes that are going on. It's making it look like I don't have a lot of plot going on, but it's literally because I don't know what's happening, to Emily and Carrigan while the other trio are off doing what they're doing, and I don't know what the Throne King is doing or planning while Fove is off doing something else, and I don't really need to 100% know for the story and the plot itself because we're not going to see these moments, but it's given me pause in that while it doesn't need to be said in the story, it's probably helpful to sort of figure out what they are doing and where they are, because the Throne King sort of has a bigger subplot going on further into the story with another character who is named and we see but doesn't have a POV, who's not as big as Fove, and it'd be nice to see how the issue with the light progresses or does not progress, as is the case, and sort of see what Fove is doing on the journey that we don't see her on, and what Emily and Carrigan are trying to sort through. So it makes my story look like I don't have plot, See here. That is the beginning of Act 2. It makes it seem like I have no plot because everything's just under plot and there's no subplots going on here whatsoever that are mentioned. But that's something that I have to stop and think about, and when I come to redo this properly after NaNoWriMo is done, or at least once I've done my 100,000 words, if I get back to writing proper decent amount of words, that is, per day, once I'm better, that's something I can definitely figure out and sort out, and something I want to do. So, JK Rowling, you've got a decent way of flying your stuff. Kudos to that. I will continue using it, I suppose. For now, it seems like it's an easy enough thing to do and an easy enough thing to think about. So, yeah, good. I want to update NaNoWriMo with my 348 words. Again, because though it's updated, because otherwise I will forget to do it. And we will be, I believe, on 89,000 words. I believe, roughly just about 89,000 words. So hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow to write at least 1,000 and get to 90k by Wednesday is my aim at the moment. 90k by Wednesday is my aim. I understand I can take long breaks now because I'm so close to the end, but that still doesn't stop me feeling bad that I'm not actually writing a decent amount like I have been for the entire month. I'll stop feeling so bad about that later. Not that I feel all too bad about it now, actually, as a matter of fact, to be fair. Let me know down in the comments below, guys, have you ever used JK Rowling's series grid? If you have, what did you think of it? If you haven't used it, why not? I will see you tomorrow. Bye.